Alright, we're back. Is this a good one? Which one are we using? This one? Well, you gave me the wrong one. Oh, it works. It is fit now. Imagine that. Now hopefully they didn't change this gear, because if they changed this gear we're screwed. Because that's the side that's in your case. We'll find that out later, I guess. Okay, now I get to go put all of this back together again. You know how much a pain in the ass that was the first time? I think this is on the far side. So I did find out that needs to go in first.
How'd you figure that one out?
You have to watch the video.
Which one?
The one that had the part about putting it in the wrong. Alright. So, somewhere this is semi-flat. This cover doesn't look very flat. This cover's not very flat. Alright, so I'm going to put this in a little bit. About that far. So I got that in about a 100 thou engagement. Hopefully that's not going to screw me in the long run. Now why is that not flat? That's because I wasn't doing it correctly. If I go up on the flat part, it'll sit flat. I can press harder. Okay, now I got to fight with all these shift forks again. I took all of that apart. See, it's still not 100% square. See how it wobbles? Okay, so now I need to figure this out. Now last night when I took this apart, I remember how I did it, but that was last night. Okay, I think this one went in first. I think there's two different size forks. See, that one does not fit in that one. It does fit in this one, so we know that goes on the bottom. We know this engages over here. The shift drum over here. You got a couple different grooves there, so we got to figure out which groove goes where. Okay, the lower one is the groove, the other one's a spacer. So we're going to lift up the dog and the groove like that. Okay, then we got this other one over here. This one here. This is the narrow one, so it goes in here like that. And this one's going to go in the groove. I can tell the lower one is the groove on this one. Goes like that. Okay, then we take the shaft and we stick it through all these parts. And if we're doing it correctly, it should just slide right on down. If we're binding, we're doing something wrong. See how that all went in there pretty nicely? That's a good sign. Okay, now I'm going to just lightly tap that to get it started. Just so it'll stay there. Okay. So we're engaged there, we're engaged there. Okay, we're engaged now. You like that? Now I can go over this side.
Never get engaged. I don't want to be married.
You not?
No.
You didn't like me that much?
Mm-mm.
I need that gear over there. Give me that big gear. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It goes together. See all the gears lined up now?
Is that a match?
It is now. It wasn't doing that before.
Are they engaged?
They're engaged.
Looks like they're going to be married.
They're maybe the part company with you riding though. Okay, now we got to put this thing here back together. So go on the shaft, bring it down. Okay, now we're gonna get shafted.
I thought that was only for her.
So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get this dog down into where it belongs over here. And it's not this one, it's the lower one. So it goes in this one right here. So we get that all the way down to there. I don't see I can be that low though. No, that's the other one. Where's the one for this one? It goes in this dog here. Boom, boom. Okay, I got this drum loose so I can kind of bend it out of the way to get to go where it needs to go. First thing I gotta do is engage this thing so it goes all the way in. Like that. We're probably in at least 2 gears at once right now. Now as I press this down, this is going to be able to go in there. But right now it's not going. If I rotate this over here to the next spot, like that, you're now engaged. So I rotate the drum until it got into that point right there. See how it's on a hill? That's the highest spot right there. Once you push it up in there, see how it pops in. So now all of these should be engaged. That one's in, and this one's in. Okay, now as you press the shafts down, the sliders will stay put and the gear set will just drop. No binding. So you have to have this rotated all the way in that direction, which should be right here. Right there is where it needs to be. Now I can go ahead and press this together. And it might go together today. Well, that'll be different. Okay, this goes all the way up. It goes all the way over there. These are in the wrong spot. Good job. Now I can push on this part here where you're not supposed to push. Make sure that's square where it wants to be. Center it. Center it again. See how it keeps moving every time I recenter. Now you can go down until the other gears dig in. So how deep that is. Probably about right there. See how this locked up now? That means you aren't too deep. So now you go over here and push this set in. Center. Okay, that's enough for that side. If you want to go too far on one side, go back over here and do this side. Okay, bottomed out right there. That one. These are plastic, so you can't push on very hard. You're not supposed to push on a bearing like I'm doing anyway, but oh well. Okay, so now everything's rotating like it's supposed to be. You want to make sure that gear is in there correctly, because if that snap ring fell out, this would not be all the way down. So if all these gears are lined up straight across, see how they're in line with each other right here, that means it's probably all the way down. Now, as long as this doesn't have any in play in it, see, has very little in play, that means it's in the right spot. Okay, so that all rotates now. So that is how you want to do it. Okay, now I need to tighten up this mechanism right here. lines up your shifter on where it's supposed to be. Get my wrench out so I can torque it better. Of course, there's no room for this to go on here. I take it this is maybe a different size. Yeah, the open end part fits. That's pretty tight. This one here, we have to use a socket on it. That's tight. Oh, that still works. Alright, so now we got to push these two shafts all the way down to where they're supposed to be. We could tap them with a hammer, but we have better tools here. See that tool right there? That one appears to be all the way in. Next one goes over here. Something taller than that. How about that one? That one's all the way down now. Shift forks aren't rattling around no more. That one still is. See how that one's good and tight? This one here still moves around. Even though it felt like it was all the way down. Appears to be damaged maybe. It's all the way down. So how much they beat that out with a big hammer to get it out? I don't know. So that's going to have to be supported on the other side to make it strong, because right now see how it wobbles around? This one here doesn't wobble. So whoever did this one here, they damaged the cover, see? See how it moves? Your cover might not have been damaged, I don't know. Too late to find out though. Okay, it appears we're in neutral right now, or at least the gear that's engaged isn't working. I'm guessing we're supposed to be in high gear right now, but we're not. So all these gears rotate free like they're supposed to, so that's good. Okay, so now we just put the nuts on the bottom, and it should be tight. So where's your nuts at? Here, you can charge the camera, bring it with you. Bring the whole tripod. So we're going to put these two nuts on here. Now the disadvantage of this is right now I can't not jam the gears together to keep them rotating. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna hold this thing in here without hurting myself. Normally I jam two gears together at once. When you got everything engaged in the dogs, you can't do that no more. It's very dangerous to hold on to this thing.
Unless you like grounded fingers.
That's the problem with this. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen if you do what I'm about to do. So next time I want to leave this stuff loose and jam two gears together, tighten up, then put all this together correctly. Now I can't do it safely. So I can go that far. Over here, be more careful with. If that was a slip and run my finger back on the backside, it would hurt. It might shorten the fingers up a little bit. But you wouldn't care about that. So. Alright, everything still seems to work. So there you go. You got a gear set. That works. And you got threads that might work too. So now you got a mixture of M8 and twin cam. They're not supposed to be mixed together, but they're together. So we'll see how it goes again on the bike. He'll be out here doing burnout here down the road.